Right, sorry about that. So basically, my Hegarty maths kind of went a bit crazy, and I've had to do a bit of editing. Now, when it says give your answer rounded to one decimal place, what I did was I wrote 22 instead of 22.0. Now, I pressed check and it told me I was wrong. And instead of giving me an option to just type in 22.0 and press check and then just move on with the video, what it did was it refreshed the entire page and then went to some random other thing. And I couldn't get back the original question, which was obviously really quite annoying. So I thought what I would do is, the answer to this question is 22, or to one decimal place 22.0. Let me just, so this question here, I know it looks really similar, but even this isn't quite the same. So I'm just going to quickly print this one. And then we'll do a few more. Okay, we'll do a few more. I do not know why it is not allowing me to do that. Right, print. There we go. Right. So that's how you do the median anyway. You go to halfway on the cumulative frequency. To go to the quartiles, well, I'll show you that in just a sec, but you would go a quarter of the way up for the lower quartile and a 3/4 the way up for the upper quartile. So I will do a handful of questions. I might split this into 2 videos at this point now that I'm going to have to do a bit of editing. Right, so this question here is this one. It looks really similar to the last one, but it's slightly different. If you notice, it's 5.9, whereas this one was 5.8. It is oh so slightly different, which is a bit annoying, obviously. But anyway, it gives me a perfect opportunity to show you how quick and easy it can be for you to answer this question. So this one here also goes up to 40. So they're not all going to go up to 40, or, well, to be fair, maybe they do on Hegarty Maths, but in general, they don't all go up to 40. They'll go up to whatever they go up to. And we're going to go for the median. We're going to go halfway. So halfway between 0 and 40 is 20. So I go to 20. I go along. And then down. Now, based on what I can see, that doesn't cross exactly at 22. It crosses more like maybe 21.8. I really don't know how accurate they want you to be. I'm going to try 21.8 and see what happens. Oh, there you go. I don't know what would have happened if I tried 22.0. Let's say maybe it would have worked. Maybe they have a range of values you're allowed to use. Okay, but to be fair, I don't know how easily you can see that, but it isn't quite at 22 there. It's a little bit to the left, which is why I thought I'd try 21.8. But I think the most important thing is clearly I need to be rounding to one decimal place. So anyway, next question. Use the cumulative frequency diagram to work out an estimate of the lower quartile. Okay, so this time it is still a total frequency of 40. Okay, maybe it'll be different in other questions. Let's wait and see. For the lower quartile, I need to go a quarter of the way along. Okay, so this is actually why they're called quartiles. Okay, so the first quartile is a quarter of the way into the data. The median is halfway into the data, and the upper quartile is 3/4 the way into the data. So this is where the word comes from. So what you do is you've got your 40, again, we're going to pretend they're cars. You've got your 40 cars, and we're going to go a quarter of the way in, which would mean go to 10 on the cumulative frequency. Go along and down. Now, to me, to be fair, that does look a little bit less than 8. So I might try 7.8 again. Like try 0.8 again, because it looks a little bit to the left. So I've gone from 10, I've gone along and I've gone down. And I can see it a bit better perhaps than you can on your screen right now on the video. It does look a little bit to the left, so I'm going to check. There you go. Right, let's have a look at the next one. An estimate of the upper quartile. Right, we've got yet another one that has exactly 40 cars. So we need 3/4 of 40. So 1/4 of 40 is 10, so 3/4 of 40 is 30. So I go up to 30, I go along, and I go down. And this, to me, that would be what? That would be 38. It looks like maybe 38.4. That's what it looks like. In fact, let me try 38.5 just to see if there's a range of values you're allowed to put. It looks like there is. So it looks like you're allowed there's a little bit of leniency. I really think if I put 38.4, I would have also got that right. Okay, so what do you think you do for the interquartile range? What do you think you do? Well, I don't know if you're right and I don't know if you're wrong because you can't actually answer me. But anyway, I'm going to hope what you said was get an estimate for the upper quartile. So go along to 30 and then down, which looks like 34.8. A lot of them look like something 0.8. I don't know why, but they just do. So 34.8. And then you get your estimate for the lower quartile. So I go to 10, which is 1/4 of 40. So this is where this is coming from. It's a little bit, it doesn't really help illustrate the point because all these numbers are always 40. It depends on what this number is here, right? Like if it was 60, the median would be I would go to 30. The upper quartile would be I would go to 45, and the lower quartile I would go to 15, for example. So it does depend on what the total frequency is. So anyway, what did I say? I said 30. So you go along to 30 and go down, and that looks like 34.8, I think is what I said. And then that looks like, go down to 4.2. So what's that? 34.8 take away 4.2 is 30.2. So there you go. So I might skip a few until we get, use the cumulative frequency diagram to work out and estimate the number of cars traveling at less than 10 miles per hour. So what do you think you do here? Well, you go along to 10 miles an hour, and remember the graph is literally a less than curve. So I go to 10, go up, go along, and that's 19 cars doing less than 10 miles an hour. The more than 40 is a little bit trickier, but not that much more tricky because, well, watch what I do. I think I'm going to end the video after this because I think I've probably said enough for you to have a go, especially if you also look at Mr. Hegarty's video. And feel free to watch his video and have a go, and if you're still finding it really hard, get back in touch. No problem. So let's go along to the 40 miles per hour. Okay, so there you go, 40 miles per hour. There it is. So remember, along the bottom here, it's in the miles per hour, and along here, this is the actual, well, it's cumulative frequency, but it's just totaling up a number of cars doing these speeds, right? It's just a number of cars. So anyway, 40 miles an hour, go up, and I'm going to say that's 35. Now, what this means is there were 35 cars that were doing less than 40 miles an hour. There were 35 cars doing less than 40 miles an hour. This is what this number 35 actually means. When I go from 40 up and along, there were 35 cars doing less than 40 miles per hour. So how many were doing more than 40 miles per hour? What do you think you do? That's right. I do 40 take away those 35. Right, I'm going to end this video here. I hope it has been helpful. Sorry about the sort of the mix-up. Hopefully you can see that you can even do it without doing any printing whatsoever. If you obviously you can also zoom in, right? Like it's possible to zoom in on your browser, or if you're using a phone screen, you could probably zoom in as well. Obviously, it is a bit easier if you've got a bigger screen to look at, or obviously a bit of paper. But anyway. Let me know if you have any more problems. I hope that this is okay. Remember, you go to halfway on the cumulative frequency for the median, a quarter for the lower quartile, and 3/4 of the way up for your upper quartile. And these are estimates because we don't actually know for sure how the speeds were distributed, but they are the best guess, and that's why in all of these questions it's saying estimate. Okay, we don't know for sure. Right, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.